Alright fam, here we go. First solo episode, I guess first official episode of Bruce Banners Armbar. From here on out, it's just going to be me bullshitting about sports, mainly MMA for the most part, just because I feel like I watch it the most, and it's kind of a 365 days a year, no matter what, rain, sleet, snow, hail, Dana White's going to put that stuff on, so more or less I'm just going to bullshit in front of a camera, but that is a thing that's going to be around all the time. This is going to be the Thanksgiving episodes. That's the Thanksgiving episode. That's when we're dropping this right now. Got some good games today. We had the NFC North division rival play for the playoffs. The best team in the league, some could say. 10-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. 6-4 Ravens, I believe they are. I mean, that was a huge team last year as far as their playoff push. Not even playoff push, just the great regular season. Then Lamar Jackson lost the hype. Obviously, some would say that he can't play under the big lights. Things get too much pressure put on him, and he doesn't know what to do. But regardless of all that, that was supposed to be tonight's game. That got canceled. COVID. This is 2020. We all know how that goes. Then another game we got going on today, for real, is going to be Cowboys Skins. That's a game that haven't watched yet, so I'm not going to come at you guys. And you know what's kind of cool about this? We'll all know what happened in that game before you even watch this. You're going to know how that game went. But I personally think that the Redskins have a great rush defense, a great pass defense. They just have maybe not pass defense as much as they just have a really stout interior line. And if you got good pass rushers, you can make your pass defense look a lot better as far as by pressuring the fuck out of a quarterback, keeping him uncomfortable the whole time, and just keeping him on his heels. And we got Andy Dalton with a very inexperienced O-line for the Cowboys. I'm coming at this as a Cowboys fan, trying to speak it as truly as I can, and because they're 3-7, all I do is watch them lose all year long. But I feel like they're going to rush the shit out of Andy Dalton. I mean, we got wide receivers that can always make plays. I guess if we just get open and we keep a quick tempo, the run game's going to be hard to establish. But Zeke Elliott ran all over last week. So we'll see. I guess if I was going to give a score on that game, I would say 17-14 Redskins. Man, I'm happy if the Cowboys win, but Cowboys been losing on Thanksgiving my whole life. And what are the Redskins got? What's his name? Ron Rivera. I wanted that dude to come coach instead of Mike McCarthy. Personally, Mike McCarthy is he's like an offensive coordinator that they gave a head coach job to. I feel. I don't know. He doesn't bring the culture. He doesn't bring the hype, the fucking nose to the grindstone all day long, trying to work players up and like just work the whole atmosphere up. Like you got John Gruden's of the world, and I mean Mike Tomlin, another great coach that can do that. Mike McCarthy's just not that guy, but he is a good. I don't know. They got Kellen Moore calling plays even. I think they changed that. He's a good offensive coach, I guess. I mean, but we say that, but Aaron Rodgers carried that team that he ran at Green Bay. I don't know. Regardless, it seems like the Redskins are building a little bit more of an uptrending team rather than the Cowboys. I would say are down right now because all the injuries, and all we've grabbed is a wide receiver when we already had wide receivers. So we just got to get O-line, and I guess we'll be back. But our defense is trash too. So I would say, as far as the skill that's on the field now, they're similar teams, but it just seems like the Redskins are headed up while the Cowboys are headed, like, at least we're staying the same. Like, we're no better than what we were last year at all, and the Redskins are definitely better. You got to root for Alex Smith too. That dude's a stud. Went through all that stuff with his leg. He had literally a bacteria eating away the inside of his leg. See, that's the problem too. Like, I'm an Alex Smith fan, bro. I'm from Kansas City. I watched that dude play forever. I mean, sure, it was a lot of dink and dunks, but yo, the dude went off, man. He made playoffs. He was clutch enough to not turn the ball over. He's if the game's not on him, I mean, fucking corny game manager. I could call him that, but nah. Besides that, he's just a good quarterback. 49ers drafted him early for a reason. He's got a cool story, but that's a good ESPN 30 for 30, by the way. Every once in a while, you smoke a little too much weed, you watch a 30 for 30, and you start trying to like live into these dudes' lives. You're Wikipediaing, you're seeing what they did in college and stuff like that. I forgot where he played college ball, but I've done that with him. But so alright, so I'm picking the Skins to win that game. I'm halfway through the Lions versus Texans game right now. A lot of turnovers in the first. At one point there was 3 touchdowns scored in a matter of 100 seconds of game clock time. I want to say that the Texans are up by a couple touchdowns now, and it's probably 4th, so kind of see how that game's going to go. Matthew Stafford long time in the league. He's would you say good? He's not a great quarterback. We all know that, but he's an all right quarterback. He just, I don't know, you got to have a pretty good team around him, I guess. I don't know, he's made the playoffs 3 times in his 12-year career. That's not great either way. Deshaun Watson, he's been able to do his thing. He's made playoffs a bunch. He's won playoff games. He doesn't have a whole lot of the team around him right now. Will Fuller's a stud. He's able to still get the job done. Billy O'Stooge, that dude didn't do any favors to the team. Good 8-8 coach. Maybe he had, I don't know what was going on. I can't say I ever really paid attention, but they're still a good team. Deshaun Watson's still top, I don't know, top 5, top 10 quarterback. He's definitely the best quarterback playing on Thanksgiving Day by far. Yo, let's rank Thanksgiving quarterbacks. We got 4 of them. We got Deshaun Watson, Matthew Stafford, Andy Dalton, and Alex Smith, who I already talked about. Deshaun Watson's the best. Fuck, Andy Dalton and Matthew Stafford feel like the same guy. I want to say Alex Smith has had more success, more playoff wins, been on better teams, I guess, too. Alex Smith, I'm going number 2. And then Andy Dalton or Matthew Stafford. Andy Dalton has had shittier teams around him even. Like, he hasn't thrown for the numbers, though. Matt Stafford used to really fucking sling that ball around and used to really go all out. So, Stafford 3 and then Dalton 4. We got the worst starting quarterback, in my opinion, starting for the Cowboys here in an hour. Like, that's not looking good from the top. Number 1 quarterback's winning the game. And these are all mediocre as fuck teams. They're all under 500 teams. But, yep, so that's what's going on today. It's Thanksgiving. It's a holiday created by Jerry Jones. Nah, just the brand you could say was created by Jerry Jones. I didn't realize the Lions were the first team to be like, yo, let's play on Thanksgiving Day. That's pretty dope. And then the Cowboys, Jerry Jones was just like, oh, I'm going to throw all this money at it, like make a deal with the cable companies, I assume, back in the day to always have that. Like, there's so many things he does like that as far as his branding and his, he's just a money man. Like, he convinced my family, they're from Texas, the hardcore Cowboys fans, but die hard enough to where, bro, I got stuck being a Cowboys fan as a little kid. Like, there's a lot of, Cowboys fans get a bad rap, but there's a bunch of them, so there's some fucking chill ones out there too. I definitely bullshitted with them and watched games with them. Whether they pay attention as much to like the O-line and the intricacies of the team, he's kind of like, who could you say is like that now, an LA team? Like, he feels like it feels like the Cowboys are an LA team, like they should be working in the theater district. More so than like, the Rams are a good football team and they got like some hard-hitting studs. Like, they're here to play football. Aaron Donald, that corner that wanted to come there, Jalen Ramsey, he balls out. He gets paid a shit ton to ball out. Nah, it just seems like the Cowboys are a media-based team, and for some reason, like, that's just who I'm stuck with. Like, I've been rooting for him my whole life. Yo, I'm from Kansas, and KC, go. I'm hyped on KC. But not to the level of the Cowboys. Like, if they get a win, I'm like, yo, that's what's up. But, like, if they lost, it's not like I was freaking the fuck out about it or anything. I'm not going to, like, put every KC player on my fantasy team, even though, man, Travis Kelce, grab a tight end next year if he's still good. Don't be afraid to do it early because no other tight end's going to do what he did. Or what he's continuing to do. But, I would say definitely Cowboys the number 1. Denver, that's the problem, too. Like, I am so not as passionate about the AFC West. The Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. Because, I'm a Broncos fan too. Like, Drew Lock, let's go, dude. Let's see you get another win. They beat the Dolphins last week. Like, Peyton Manning came on the Peyton Manning sweepstakes here a few years back, got a Super Bowl. It's like Denver has a great tradition of football as far as like even the folk you meet out here and everything. It's like everyone just expects the team to be good. It's like a really good culture for football. John Elway can't find the QB, and Drew Lock's mediocre as fuck, I guess, this year. He has a lot of terrible games, and he can still win games, so you can't hate on the team too much. They're still able to do their thing. Yo, that last game against Miami, just hearing the defense on, like, the mic'd up YouTube thing they throw out there every once in a while, they were hype, bro. Like, we're still the best unit in the league. Like, they think that way, dude. Like, that's what you hear on the radio out here is a lot of just them being at each other's throat. Like, the defense, like, yo, what the fuck? We are balling out, and you guys can't score 17 points to win us the game. Like, I feel it, but that's also, like, a lot of, I don't know, I don't think that thing, like, talking that way is ever like, oh, if I'm thinking on levels of this, how are we going to help the whole team out? Well, let's rag on them. You know, I don't think it works that way. But they're still great. I mean, they're just like a really cohesive unit, you could say, too. Like, they're super into it. So they're like, yo, we are the best. You guys do your part, we'll do ours. Maybe that makes them that great, too. I don't know. But, see, I mean, I'm just as much a fan of two AFC West teams. Like, the Cowboys, yo, fuck the Skins who are playing next. Like, like, I think I'm picking the Skins to win just because I wanted the Cowboys to grab Ron Rivera. They've had a lot of good draft picks early. And they got Alex Smith. That's a crazy situation with the leg and everything. Who knows if he's going to be that great again. I think his numbers were like really good his first game back or something. He's kind of slowed down. Interesting game to watch for sure. Every year though, I'm just so used to watching the Cowboys lose on Thanksgiving. But yeah, that's all that we got for football today. You know, I'm just chilling on the day, smoking weed, watching games. I might go meet up with a buddy real quick. I don't know what he's up to. Go drink some beers or something. But as far as what do we got this weekend? We got good fights going on this weekend too. We got Curtis Blaydes versus who's he fighting this weekend? Curtis Blaydes versus Derek Lewis. What a crazy fun, what a crazy cool, what a crazy style. Maybe not the style matchup. The style matchup definitely benefits the Razor Blade himself. He just seems more athletic, more movement based, more a lot better cardio, I would assume, a lot better shape. I see that Derek Lewis is working on that kind of thing, but Razor Blade's been that way his whole life. I actually met that guy downtown Denver. There was like an event. I won tickets to it. How did I win tickets to it? On Instagram, like entered a contest, met like mad folk there. I mean, it was packed out. It was downtown off like Market Street. But I actually entered it. Like I saw the thing come up on my Facebook and it was like, yeah, blah, 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 sweepstakes, just enter your email address and you get to go down to like this Modelo party. UFC fighters, Felice Herrig, Curtis Blaydes, Justin Gaethje were there. So it was tight. It was cool. But, you know, I was talking to other people there. They all won it like different ways. Like they would have like competitions and stuff and the winner would get that. Or I want to say some folk, I don't know, just other people were winning it in different ways. But regardless, met that dude there. They had unlimited Modelos, which I don't remember that fight card, but the dude's a real cool guy. Like he was drinking a Modelo there. I don't know if he was on a fight camp, probably not, but that's something I feel like heavyweights can get away with a little more so than like the smaller weight classes. See, that's kind of saying the opposite of what I was saying as far as like I feel like he's in better shape. I still think he's in better shape training out of Team Elevation. He, I don't know, I think he's super bad at it. But Derek Lewis has been about it lately too, but it's just Derek Lewis either knocks people out in the first, except for like that Russian dude that he knocked out with like 10 seconds left in the third after losing the whole fight. He's probably got a decent takedown defense. Not even so. I think Curtis Blaydes might take him down. That's kind of what I initially thought how this fight was going to go. Take him down, ground and pound, wear him out. I mean, if he gets taken down anyway in the first, dude, it's over. 100%. It's done. And I only say that because the dude won't be able to get back up. He usually can't. One, and that just saps so much energy too when that kind of thing happens. So I know a guy known for not having the best cardio on his back for that period of time is never. And the thing is, he hasn't even been put on his back that many times. I guess it's just against that crazy Russian dude who had him like in a crazy like wrestling chokehold where he was just holding his neck and like sitting on top of him for a while. But I guess just you've never seen him be like, yo, I'm gonna go take this guy down really and stick his ass in the ground and beat him up, which he has after he connects. He will get, once he gets some dude hurt, he's not afraid to put it to him and get him on the ground and ground and pound. But all right, so who am I picking for that fight? I'm picking Curtis Blaydes, who I think can beat anyone in the division except for Ngannou. He's 0-2 against Ngannou, and both times he got beat by Ngannou, he got sent into the stratosphere. So obviously Blaydes was calling for a title shot, not in the position to call for a title shot when the guy is ranked ahead of you in Ngannou, and he's just an exciting guy, and he's knocked you out twice. Like, yo, if he wins this fight and Ngannou beats Stipe, yo, maybe we'll see the trilogy for the title. I mean, I don't really know. Although, what's his name? Glover Teixeira? Is that the old heavyweight balling out right now? Ah, fuck. Your boy. All right, let me Google this real quick. I think it's Glover, but all right. So who else we got on the fight card tonight is Anthony Smith, who has been getting the shit beat out of him. Did he win his last fight too? Such questions right here. The only two fighters that I've really been on top of on this entire fight card, were the top two, Curtis Blaydes and Derek Lewis. What's crazy too is you catch these fight cards sometimes and you're like, yo, this whole regular ESPN card for free on a Saturday night on ESPN Plus, all 5 of them killers as far as people you know, people with popularity, people who you want to see fight. Sometimes straight up those cards are better than the main cards or like the pay-per-view. Sometimes they'll just grab the entire pay-per-view and be like, oh, this whole thing's gonna be decided on the champion fight, the big fight. We're gonna carry this card, which is corny. I want to watch, like, there's a difference between going to the bars and watching fights and like really being like, yo, have people come through. I'll pay the $60. You bring the beer. Like, well, it's worth the $60 because the whole fight card's gonna be killer. It's like 2-3 hours of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? But if you're buying a whole fight card and you're just chilling, I mean, sure, it's always a good time. Every hang's a good time, but there's just some fight cards where you're like, yo, I feel good about paying the money for it, or I don't necessarily worry about it. And some you're like, you know, fucking Dana, you got me a little bit. But I was wrong on the heavyweight, the old heavyweight who's ranked. I'm thinking of the light heavyweight in Glover Teixeira, who wants that shot at 205, but he might get that, but it's Blachowicz versus Adesanya gets first take on that, just because Adesanya is probably the biggest name in the sport, and Blachowicz, unless he brings the heat like crazy, which he could just get countered up by Israel. I don't know. Dude, I don't think Izzy's that big. That's what's crazy. Crazy fight. That's one of those ones, don't carry that card. Don't you do it. But you put a card together, I'll be hyped on that fight. But, alright, so this is just heavyweight real quick. Francis Ngannou's 1, Blaydes is 2. So, obviously, that's how that goes as far as who's getting the shot. But, the Anthony Smith Lionheart right here, who's he fighting again? He's fighting Devin Clark, 12-4 Devin Clark, who is not ranked, but Anthony Smith, after a couple setbacks, is gatekeeping the further down guys. That or he just took this fight because it works for him, you know? He's like, hey, I think I could take this guy, let's do it, no big deal. Smith lost his last 2? His last fight before that was Gustafsson versus Smith before Teixeira. Yo, what's crazy on this, the Smith versus Teixeira, it doesn't like have winner or loser on here, but Teixeira took that dude down. This is why Teixeira is also in line for the next shot as soon as the Izzy versus Blachowicz fight's over. He took this man down and just, like, Smith was tired. He beat the shit out of him for 4 rounds. Like, just beat this dude up with not getting much in return. At one point, he's on his back, just hitting him, just ground and pound, swinging the right, coming from kind of underneath him and sticking him in the face. It's just business, man. Don't fucking worry about it. He didn't talk like that, but he was like, yo, I know I'm beating you up, but it's part of the job. We're chilling right now. He used to look good. Like, when he beat Gustafsson, that was no joke. Against Jones, I want to say that was a fight. Yeah, it was a decision. He subbed Ozdemir, beat Shogun Rua, and then he just, you hit the champion and you didn't beat him, so it's like, fuck. But then you beat Gustafsson, some who would say is the second best, or all time probably at least. He retired and stuff. He's kind of at the end of his career. He'd come back. Teixeira beat him up, and then his last fight was against Rakic. And I'm thinking that Rakic just outstruck him. I mean, it was a closer fight, but it just didn't seem like Smith was really about it. So, let's see what Devin Clark's about. This guy could, he's 30, he could be on his way up. 12-4, I don't know where he came from or anything like that, but that makes for a good fight. You just see the big guys fight sometimes, and you're just like, yeah, let's just go see these dudes bang, you know, no big deal. It's, any fight can knock them out, and it's kind of an intense fight unless they get tired. The big men are really fun to watch. But yeah, as far as that card's concerned, that's all that's really going on. I'm more interested in like the things that have been happening this week as far as stuff announced in the media. I think it was either late last week or early this week. Conor McGregor versus Poirier 2 is going to happen. You know why that's happening? Is because this is a bloody fight. Like, I can't believe how much old footage they have of the first time they fought that I'd never seen before. Like, I was a fan back then, and I don't know that I remember necessarily watching it on a fight night, but like I've seen that fight before, and I knew that McGregor was on his way up and he was talking mad shit to Poirier. They were both kids the first time they fought. This is like 6 years ago. But they got mad footage of just the shit talk and Poirier being like, yo, fuck this dude. Never hated someone so much, all that. I mean, I think fighters have kind of figured that out. as far as like don't get too emotional against this guy like he might have the first time, but in all honesty, when it comes down to that fight, I personally think McGregor's like a better striker as far as like better counters, better placement, maybe a little smarter. Dustin's like not a brawler. He's still a very accurate and very respected fighter or striker, but it's going to be a lot of like, I just try hard as fuck all day in the gym. I'm fucking pushing it to the next level as far as his pace and always coming at you, but it's more from a boxing style, and I think McGregor's just got a crazy, unorthodox MMA style of striking. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. If it goes 5 rounds, Poirier's fucking got just as good a chance. As far as one person ending it early, I think McGregor's the only one who ends that fight earlier than the 25 minutes. But it's a huge fight. I'm a Poirier fan and a McGregor fan. I'm a McGregor fan just because I think MMA was at its peak during the McGregor-Diaz fights. Like, I think there's pay-per-views that have beat those, but the most hype I ever remember was when people who didn't even watch MMA were like hyped on that fight. People who like knew of it, people who knew I liked MMA were like hitting me up out of the blue, like, yo, who do you think got this fight? Like, this is crazy. Yo, McGregor's gonna fuck this dude up, but Diaz has been around. Like, people who just kind of remember Diaz from the Ultimate Fighter series, I guess, and then just the hype off McGregor. That was when I thought UFC was at its height. Like, I was talking UFC with everyone. Everyone was hyped. So that's why you gotta be a fan of him, man. He just he brings hype to the sport. Like, I mean, everyone's like, some MMA fans are like, oh man, he's disrespectful, fuck this. Like, yo, this shit's a fucking show, bro. It's a promotion too. Like, you watch the embeddeds every week before the fight. The main fights come up. Like, they're putting constant media out on these guys. These guys, if you want to be the best ever, you're spreading your brand as well. You're not just spreading the fact that you can kick ass. But that's why you'll see some fighters with more hype and more of an opportunity even by the UFC as far as being pushed and everything, because they get that other aspect to it. And they put that into their everyday training, and training that's just as important to them, you know? Like, it's a full job. The job never stops. You can take this job to as many levels as you want to, as far as what you want out of it. The Arkansas kid, the guy who wrestles really well, I'll catch his name. Fuck, I just watched him fight. He fucked up this dude, Andre Feely. I don't know, but regardless, mad people just take it to another level. Actually, though, I'm calling this podcast just a little short. It's Thanksgiving. I'm gonna go have some beers and go watch the second game. Yo, if the Cowboys come back and win, you guys are gonna see me at the end of this podcast. I'll get back on for a quick, just a quick hype video. But if they lose, I still might do it and just put a little rant on there too. But enjoy your Thanksgiving, guys. Try to get this out tonight. Check it out Friday morning. We got nothing else going on. Check me out on social media, Bruce Banners Armbar. On Instagram, on YouTube, Urban Prophet Society, give them a shout out as well. I've definitely been working under those guys. I'm just going to keep putting out media and keep working at this with you guys. Put comments below if you want me to address anything, or if you just want to be interactive with the podcast. I'll keep up with you. Take it easy. What a beautiful mess the Cowboys have made. Alright, told you guys I was going to give you a send-off. Unfortunately, I have to give you a send-off. Mike McCarthy, mediocre coach at best, decent play caller, understands the offense, but there's no hype behind the Dallas Cowboys anymore. I told you guys, I knew that the hype wasn't in their favor. I knew that the matchups weren't in their favor, but not only was nothing in their favor, Thanksgiving ball and the hype, the mindset that's required to win that Thanksgiving primetime game wasn't there either. I kind of saw that. I just figured it was going to be closer than what it was. 16 to 40 something. I didn't pay attention fully throughout the entire thing. But regardless, it went how I thought it was going to go. They gave up more points than I thought they were going to. It was always a good time though. Thanksgiving, that's part of it, yo. That's what keeps my heart beating every day, is getting to look forward to that Thanksgiving game. Dallas is going to lose. I'm going to eat good food. I'm going to drink some Coors Banquets, and I'm going to enjoy some time with some friends, you know. Had a good day today, but as far as the Cowboys are concerned, let's get that draft pick. Redskins are leading the NFC East. That's a beautiful thing. Good for them, good for Alex Smith and everything. But Yeah, so all that's left is I'll come back at you guys after we find out what happened to the Derek Lewis versus Curtis Blaydes fight going on this weekend. That's something to look forward to. I'm honestly hyped. Like I said from the top, I think Curtis Blaydes is going to take him down and kind of run away with that. But I was right about the Cowboys game. Yo, let's keep going with this. Let's see how much we can bet and how much we can be accurate with our predictions here. 1-0. So. Yo, hope you guys all had a good Thanksgiving, and if you honestly stuck around through this entire video, there's going to be way more stuff. Don't be afraid to comment. Get me fired up on something. I'm a loose cannon. I'm always ready to come up on something, you know. Call me a gumball. Like, let's get chewed up, you know. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, guys. The inaugural Thanksgiving 2020 episode of Bruce Banners Armbar. Here we go.